Hello friends, welcome to today's video, which is the top 7 countries from the poor who got the life-changing ticket to become rich. We all know one thing, that in order to achieve the results we want, we have to go through a lot of difficulties. So do the countries we are about to talk about, to get rich like today, they have started their path by overcoming difficulties and bad living conditions. One day, fortune came to these countries and they became rich, became a place to live for many people, and now we find out what is the mystery of these places that make them rich, please. Founded in 1932, Saudi Arabia is one of the poorest countries in the world. The country's economy is completely dependent on income from agriculture and from Muslim pilgrims. Since 1938, things have changed drastically when oil reserves were discovered. When the price of oil rose in 1973, the country became richer. Even when oil prices fell, Saudi Arabia had to pay off foreign debts. People still live in good conditions to this day. Korea experienced a civil war in 1950 and was once occupied by Japan. When the war ended, the first 5-year plan was implemented in 1962, leading to rapid industrialization. This time began to have the rise of Samsung and LG. As a result, the steel and electronics industry develops and leads to a high economic leap. In the 1990s, Ireland's GDP per capita was just $14,000. With low economic growth and inflation, people have to live in poor conditions. However, this not-so-bright period ended in the late 2000s with the Celtic Tiger period. From 1995 to 2007, Ireland's economy developed rapidly. The average annual growth rate is 9.4%. This boom period, thanks to foreign investment, EU membership and subsidies. Moreover, the financial crisis of 2008 affected the economy of this country. But thanks to foreign investment and rising consumer spending, Ireland's economy has blossomed. Today, Ireland is a fascinating place to do business. The country in Europe has the highest living conditions on the continent, but it used to be at the bottom of the difficulty. Because of its mountainous terrain, Switzerland was undeveloped and the industry was relatively primitive. However, since the 19th century, the country's economy has begun to develop, especially tourism and banking. Another asset is the famous policy of neutrality. This saved Switzerland from 2 world wars. What's more, Switzerland thrives on bank lending and arms exports. As a small country in the top richest countries in the world, Luxembourg has had a difficult past. In the 19th century, about 80% of the population live in poor conditions and work only in agriculture. People often go in search of better living opportunities abroad. But that all changed when iron ore deposits were discovered. The steel industry began to grow, and mines and factories were built. Luxembourg even became the leading steel producer in Europe. This brings many job opportunities for people and a prosperous new life. During the 1960s, other industries also flourished, such as banking and advanced manufacturing. Today, this small European country is one of the richest in the world. Once an agricultural nation, Spain suffered a fierce civil war in 1930. The country was ruled by dictator Francisco Franco, who set the economy back for decades. By the 1940s-1950s, a bad time for Spain, the country had to close, not allowing imports, leading to severe shortages, negative growth, and a devaluation of the currency. However, by 1959, the economy was liberalized. Industrialization began and tourism boomed. The authoritarian era ended in 1975, and in 1986 Spain joined the EU. One of the wealthiest countries in Scandinavia has been through tough times in the past. In the 19th century, people lived in difficult conditions while working in the fishing and agricultural industries. However, from the 20th century, the government decided to develop the hydropower industry, and this increased GDP, which changed the whole country. Even after the World War, Norway had to receive aid from the US, which kept the country afloat. Norway seems to have hit a lucky ticket thanks to oil reserves in the North Sea in 1969. When oil prices rose in the 1970s, Norway's GDP grew even higher. Now, the country has developed into a country with many social benefits, with a high standard of living. Thank you for watching the video, and please leave your comments below. If you find it interesting, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Hello and see you in the next video.